Hi, happy Monday. Welcome back to another week in my life. If you're new here, my name's Taylor, and I'm currently doing a master's in bioethics at Harvard. And so this week is midterms week. So I am going to be finishing up one class, so it's technically also finals as well as midterms in another. And I'm in the midst of a job hunt. So that is this week's craziness. Let's get into it. So this Monday morning, I am doing an informational interview with someone that I was networked with from a former supervisor. And so I have a bunch of those actually planned throughout this week. And so I have the first one this morning, and so that's why I'm in like a nice collared shirt. And then I am going to be following up on some previous job apps and working on my final presentation for my race, gender, and sexuality and bioethics class. So I have a meeting with my group later this afternoon as well. And on top of all of that, I'm running through my to-do list in my head, and I am also sending out all of my requests for letters of recommendation for my applications to med school. So that's what's on the to-do list today, I think. There might be a couple of other things, but that is what we're doing this fine Monday morning. Okay, so I just finished my meeting for the morning, and now I'm going to send out a bunch of requests for letters of recommendation for med school. So I have a whole video on asking for letters of recommendation. It was a part of my like how to get into grad school series. So if you haven't seen that yet, definitely go check it out. The letters of rec part works for any application or anything that you need a letter of rec for, and I even have some templates in there. But I'll also just give you sort of a sneak peek of the emails that I sent out. It is a little bit different now that everything's virtual and over email and everything, whereas in the past I would just sort of set up an in-person meeting and then do all of this in person. But so basically I wrote up like a template-y type email that I then personalized for each person that I was asking. So you know, I hope you've been well since last time we spoke. I'm writing to ask if you'd be willing to provide a strong letter of recommendation for my application to medical schools. As I've begun the application process, it's become crucial for me to identify individuals who are most equipped to speak to my academic success, and insert reason why you think this person would fit that and what you think they have a clear view of as far as your academic career, etc. And then, you know, in this virtual age, I'd love to set up a brief Zoom meeting to catch up and discuss the logistics if you're able, and I'll follow up with my availability if so. You always want to do as much for them as possible. So and then, you know, I understand that you have a lot of other things, so just in case you can't meet, I've attached my CV and provided some logistic information below, and then give as much information as you can, especially including a deadline. And that doesn't necessarily have to be the deadline for the application. It can be like your personal deadline. So for example, like when I was applying to MPH programs, I would say, you know, I'm hoping to send my applications by this date. However, the hard deadline is this date. And so I provided both. For this, I am only providing the one deadline, but, and then, you know, obviously normal thank you in advance, look forward to hearing from you, email sign off. And so I'm really nervous sending all of these out. There's a couple of them that have written letters for me before, and so I'm less nervous about those ones, but there are a few new people that I'm asking for my med school apps, so I'm a little bit more nervous about those. My current program actually has like this whole form that you can fill out to sort of request a letter of rec from our program director. And our program's really small, so our program director individually knows all of us. So yeah, exciting stuff. It's really happening. And so once I hear back from them all, then I can sort of start the process, and I'm using like my undergrad's letter packet service. So they're going to compile all the letters for me, and all my letter writers will send to them. So yeah, I can start that process as soon as I hear back from them all. And now I am going to prep for my meeting with my group members for our final presentation on Thursday. So for my race, gender, and sexuality class, it was only a quarter class, and so we're finishing up this week. And so we don't have an actual lecture class, we just have a bunch of all of our class doing our final presentations. And so my group, we're talking about the bioethics of intersex care, and so it's really, really interesting and really fascinating, and I'll link some resources down below for you to check out some future things if you're interested. But yeah, it's been a pretty productive day. So it is Tuesday, and I'm starting my morning off with another informational interview, which is super exciting. So just as a little bit of background, like an informational interview is just kind of when you sit down and meet with someone just to sort of ask them about, you know, their job and their company and their path, and, you know, just sort of grow your network and make connections. So that's what I meant by an informational interview when I mentioned that yesterday. And so yesterday had a really nice productive one. This morning, hoping for the same thing. And I'm just really excited to be able to like sort of start making these connections in the Boston area, since it's been a little bit difficult with COVID and the pandemic and everything. But building networks are so important in job hunting. So that's what we're starting out this Tuesday with as well. So back in comfy clothes, and this meeting this morning went pretty well. So I'm gonna follow up with my resume on this one. And so I'm just gonna sort of touch up my resume and tailor it to this particular company and send it out. And then I might go to the gym and then do some MCAT studying. I think that'll probably take me close enough to my foundations class tonight. So I'm just making a quick dinner before my foundations class tonight, but I have spent the day sending emails and sort of getting some logistic stuff done job-wise and med school app-wise. But now for the rest of the night, it is talking about justice.
Basically comes up with this conception that we think about the right before the good. Now, what does that mean?
So I just got off a Wednesday morning call with my group for my final project for my race, gender, and sexuality class. And we were just doing a final run through of our presentation to make sure that we were all on time and that we were good as far as like screen sharing, like technology issues and all of that kind of good stuff. And we finally submitted our actual presentation file, and so now we just have to present it tomorrow, and I have to write the actual paper that goes with that class. That's an individual paper. So I was thinking about trying to get that done today. And that's pretty much the Wednesday to-do list. It's presentation day, so I am going to give my final presentation for my race, gender, and sexuality class with my group mates, and then I will officially be done with classes for spring break. And I'm just finishing up the final paper for my race, gender, and sexuality class today, and then it will actually technically be spring break. Another day, another blazer. So I have another informational interview, sort of network building meeting today, and then I actually have a job interview. I wasn't sure if I was going to mention it because I don't want to jinx it, but fingers crossed for me, and hopefully it goes well. And I'm really excited about this company, so been doing a lot of research and preparing for my interview. So that's pretty much how we're ending the Friday. I'm gonna work ahead on this assignment for my foundations class so I don't have to worry about it over spring break, and then officially on spring break